Hello everyone, this is Oliver from Neo, and today we are going to talk about the 5 matcha mistakes which you can do as a beginner. To start with, I have brought you here 2 different kinds of matcha. So this matcha is one which I just found in a local tea store. It's 30 grams of matcha for $27. And then I have one, this one is the famous, or the most famous and our most sold matcha, which is the matcha from Mr. Nakai, the matcha washimine. And first I want to talk about the quality of matcha. Because often people take, when they're using matcha, they're just taking something out of the supermarket. Meanwhile, you really have to look at the quality to get a good matcha, to get a good sweetness in your mouth, and to not have a bitterness. So here we already have a quite high priced matcha which I found in a tea store. So I'm gonna just show you this, how this matcha looks like. Just put some here. And then we are going to take our washimine, which I have here in a sample pack. Do the same with this matcha, just take out some of the matcha. Voila. And what you can already see is actually already at the color of the matcha. You can see that this one here is much less green than this here, and this is something you really have to look on. So really go for the deep green instead of the light green color. Price wise, these two are very similar. This one here is around 90 cents between a gram. This one is here around $1, $1.05 a gram, and this is actually what you can see in terms of quality difference. But now just go into the taste just to see what the difference is. So this one is a little bit lower quality. What you often have is that you have directly with lower quality matchas this malty texture, this malty taste as well, and not a lot of sweetness going with the matcha. While here when I go with the washimine, I just taste it and I have a much greener, much more vivid, much more sweetness coming now in my mouth, a lot of umami like circling in my mouth. So this is the mistake number 1. Really, if you spend your money on matcha, go for a good one, for a good quality one. It's really worth the price, because even some of the cheaper, good price or good value for money, often they're just flat or not very sweet in taste. So then when you have fixed the quality, so we just take the high quality matcha. A second mistake is that you need to sift the matcha. The problem is if you don't sift the matcha, so I just take here the matcha from Mr. Nakai, and I just put it here. And what you can see is already is that you get some small crumbs which are forming, even that this tea is directly out of the package, so it didn't even touch the air. So with the air normally, and if the tea stays longer at the air or on the air, or if the tea is longer exposed to the air, you directly have more crumbs forming. And what happens if you have crumbs in the tea, I'm gonna show you directly. So when you just pour in the water, now we just mix it. Now I have a glass for demonstration. I just put in some here, and now slowly let it go through. And what you can see actually already with the matcha, which is just right out of the pack, what you can see here, there are crumbs forming which are gonna be finally in your matcha. So you can really see the crumbs here forming. And what it's gonna be, it's just gonna be a texture or a different kind of texture, and sometimes this can even create a little bit more of bitterness. So really try to sift the matcha before you drink it, and when you drink it, then really try to make the powder as fine as possible. Voila, so half a teaspoon we use. So you really get a very, very fine powder of the matcha, so you can really see there are no crumbs which are formed. Third very important point is the brewing temperature. So if you take water, don't use water which is higher in temperature than 80 degrees Celsius. As soon as you go up with the temperature, you're gonna get out more bitterness from the matcha. So you're gonna get more bitterness out of the matcha. So definitely go at maximum 80 degrees Celsius or even lower for the matcha. And as soon as you get the matcha, the last mistake which you can actually do is to use milk. You should never use milk when you're doing a latte. If you want to do a latte like this one here, don't pour in the milk, but use a vegetable milk, like for example soy milk. You got almond milk, there are rice milk, there are all varieties, all different kinds of milks which you can use, but just don't use the milk from the cow, because the casein in the milk actually inhibits the effect of the green tea, so you really will lose of the positive effect of the green tea in your body. So just use a vegetable milk and you have all the goodness of the matcha circulating in your body, and your body can profit from the health benefits. And the last point which I will talk about is about the storing. So as soon as the matcha is open like this one here, so you can see the powder. As soon as it is open, really just store it in a cupboard, store it somewhere where it's dry and where it's dark. Never store the matcha in the fridge, because the fridge actually, or in the fridge, there's on the one hand a lot of humidity, and the second thing and most important thing is that you got a lot of different smells, and the tea really absorbs the different smells in the fridge. So your matcha, in the worst case, if it is stored next to the onion, will have the taste of onions. So just put it in your cupboard. You have maybe a tea dedicated cupboard, close it well, and you will have no other taste residues in your tea or different tastes absorbed by your green tea. So after opening the matcha, don't put it in the fridge.